So a couple of months ago, and I honestly can't remember when because the passage of time continues to confuse me, I was left a very specific comment under one of my TikTok videos where I show off my living space, my little art studio corner. And that comment was probably the greatest thing that I've ever heard in my life because they called me the Queen of Whimsy. So as you can probably imagine, I've had a Pinterest board dedicated to that title ever since. In fact, I really wanted to turn it into some kind of illustration. I was thinking either children's book illustration or some kind of character design practice, but I couldn't think of anything, and so it just kind of stayed in the Pinterest halls waiting for me. But if there's one thing about me, it's that I like a good little theme to dress up, otherwise I'm not doing it. And so when I did my last Mythological May challenge video where I talk about all 31 drawings that I made in the month of May, I wanted to look a little silly, a little whimsical for the video. And so I borrowed this shirt with really big puffy sleeves. And when I looked at myself in like the camera, I thought that it kind of looked like a historic gown. And then it hit me, the Queen of Whimsy was me, so let's do a self-portrait. Now, I am not unfamiliar with the concept of a self-portrait. In fact, if you're new here, every year on my birthday, I do a new self-portrait. But my birthday is in September, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to top this one. Specifically because, and I didn't realize this until very recently, I have never drawn myself with an open smile where you can see my teeth. In all my years of doing self-portraits every year on my birthday or a self-portrait every now and then, I never draw myself with an open smile. It's usually just fully straight-faced or like a slight closed mouth smile. And it's not because I'm insecure about my teeth in any way, shape, or form. It's because I have a little snaggletooth. And if I don't draw it just right, I feel like it doesn't look like me anymore. And this happens with a lot of my features. If I don't draw my nose just right, if I don't draw my little tiny eyeballs just right, it becomes a different person. And I don't like that. So I think from now on, whenever I do a self-portrait, I'm going to try to make more complex facial expressions because I'm a very expressive person. And now that I've realized that thing about the smile, I can't unsee it. And all of my portraits feel really serious now. It's also really interesting how my references changed the second I figured that it was going to be a self-portrait. Because originally, when I was thinking of just making some random character with the title Queen of Whimsy, most of my references were fairy queens. I was thinking of making like a queen of fairies or making it like a very old school fairy tale style queen surrounded by like little tiny frogs and crowns and stuff. And then when it was me, I was like, scratch literally all of that. We're doing collaging. And it's not necessarily that I'm a collage artist per se, but there is definitely an element to it in my work, specifically the kind that I make in my sketchbook/art journal, not necessarily the kind that I make professionally. And so since this was just for me, I thought I'd play around with it and make a little digital collage too. And I was going to stop there, but then I realized that it kind of looked a little plain on the front, so I added this little sash, which I'm thinking of making in real life, by the way. And now I have a self-portrait based on a TikTok comment.